Hello and welcome to India TV. I am Shivangi, and as you know, Union Budget 2026 is around the corner. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will present the budget on 1st of February, and we taxpayers have many questions and expectations from this budget. So to discuss all that, we have with us Amit Singhal, who is a chartered accountant and partner with Shwet Patra LLP and has an experience of about over a decade in this industry. So welcome to India TV.
Thank you for having me here.
Sir, as I said, expectations from Union Budget. I want to ask you, what are your expectations, top expectations for personal income tax relief when it comes to Union Budget 2026?
As you would see, Shivangi, taxpayer have lots of expectation, but this time I am not that optimistic because considering the last year tax bonanza that the finance minister has given. But from the taxpayer point of view, I would still expect the expectation from the simplicity point of view of the tax laws and the tax system, and also the relief which should be given to the taxpayer at large. So talking about the simplicity, if you would consider, there are various tax forms. At present there are 7 tax forms for filing the tax returns. What the taxpayers want, that simplification of those forms, there should be ideally one form, one nation, one form. In case one form is not possible because of various ramifications, then probably the taxpayer should be given an option to file the tax returns over the tax portal choosing certain fields, and it should be auto-populated. So front end should not confuse the taxpayer with various forms. In the back end, the government can fetch that details in whatever form it is possible. That is one thing. Other simplicity could be on account of TDS certificate. Now the employer issues Form 16, and also the various vendor issues Form 16A for withholding of taxes. If you see, all the information is available in Form 26AS and various AIS and TIS system of the Government of India. We have a compliance portal as well. So these sort of forms have become outdated and they have lost their significance. So government may think of doing away with it.
So you want a simplified taxation system. That should be the thing, that should be something that the government should be working on. But sir, there's also discussion on joint taxation system. What is it, if you could explain it to our viewers, for married couples, joint taxation system, and how it could benefit if it happens?
There are countries where the joint family taxation regime is prevalent. We can take the example of US, UK, Germany, wherein there is a clubbing of income provision in married couple, and it also a fair on the part of the couple who are working and couple who are not working, because in a way we would not be discriminating in case 2 couples are working and 2 couples are not working, only one of them is working. So for the purpose of illustration, if we take into account the income of 2 taxpayers or the 2 couples working together, then it may be 24 lakhs if we consider 12 lakhs income after standard deduction, and there will be no tax. But on the other hand, if we consider the income of husband, assuming he is working and the wife takes care of the household needs, or vice versa, then on an income of 24 lakhs, there would be a tax of 3,12,000. So in a way that on one hand, you are not paying any taxes, one family, the other family is paying huge taxes. So that discrimination should go away with, and it would bring tax equity as well.
Right, sir. But also, do you expect any realistic changes in the tax slab? Because we as taxpayers, we often look into that. So do you think that there's a chance of change in the tax slab as well?
I don't think so. They would tinker with tax slab because they have done significant changes last year. But I would still think that there is a merit of bringing the basic exemption limit 4 lakhs to maybe 5 lakhs, because that is the one basic exemption limit that has to be increased. And at the same time, I feel that there should be a benefit that should be dedicated to particular taxpayer community, like senior citizens. They incur medical expenses, right? So the government can allow the deduction of medical expenses in case they don't have the insurance without any limit. that can also be done, because that would not tinker with the structure and the slab as such and would serve the purpose.
Right, sir. But, sir, middle class people, middle class taxpayers are eagerly, in fact, closely watching the union budget, and they are demanding this time higher ATC deductions. If that happens, how could it benefit them?
I think ATC deduction has not been changed over the last 10 years, and it has served very beautiful purpose of enhancing the social security saving as well as long-term saving for the country, which is needed for capital formation as well. So, of course, we can increase ATC limit to 3 lakhs or to 4 lakhs, and in the old regime, people would definitely take the benefit of it along with the other deductions that are available and the exemptions that are available. And I believe that the ATC deductions in tax saver, mutual fund or insurance would go into saving, which would help in catapulting the growth to a different level.
Right, sir. But as you're talking about middle class and in fact the salaried individuals, overall, what do you think, which big announcement regarding, NPS or gratuity or PF, what do you think, what kind of big announcement could affect them, in fact, benefit them if anything related to this comes out?
On the labor front, I think, and also on the social security front, these reform may be transformative. If you would consider NPS provident fund, the government have done lots of things, but still on the NPS, the government can allow higher deduction on the employer contribution. At present, it is capped at 14% in the new regime and 10% in the old regime. So that is one thing. Coming on to the NPS, also the flexibility should be given to move the fund from provident fund to the national pension scheme, which is not present at this point. Maybe there could be a certain percentage, but that should be done. And the third, which I would suggest, on the taxability of the contribution of in provident fund by the employees. Another point would be on the taxability of the employee contribution to the PF. So it was brought by Finance Act 2021, effective from 1st April 2021. So at that point of time, the limit was capped at 2.5 lakhs. In case employee contributes anything over and above 2.5 lakhs, it would be taxable. So there is a merit in enhancing this limit to maybe 5 lakhs per annum. That would send a very strong positive signals to the employees at large.
Right, sir. Now moving on to the gold market, we all love gold, we all love jewelry, but there is this rule that you have to give your PAN and Aadhaar card if you buy more than 2 lakh of worth gold. Do you think there could be any announcement regarding that, because experts are signaling that this limit should be increased, and I want to know if that happens, if that could happen or not. That chance you could tell me. But if that happens, what do you think, how it would benefit both the buyers and the jewelers as well?
At present, the limit is 2 lakhs, and if the transaction is over 2 lakhs, then the certain specified documents are given by the buyer to the seller. Given the recent exorbitant increase in the gold prices, there is a need to increase this limit to maybe 4 lakhs or 5 lakhs. This would serve various purposes. First, it would help the organized jewelry market. It would also reduce the burden on the part of the buyer to make compliances by furnishing this document. And the third, it would discourage the cash market, because anybody who wants a gold over 2 lakhs would move to the cash transaction. That compulsion or that inclination would be reduced.
Right, sir. But now moving on to the housing sector, do you think that the upcoming budget might give some tax benefit or incentive for those who are, trying to buy a house or to go for a home loan?
I think housing sector is the biggest employer generation sector. There is a need to give fillip to this particular sector. At present, government allows deduction on the interest paid to the housing loan up to 2 lakhs. There is a urgent need to increase that limit, although this is available only in old regime, but still there are many taxpayers who claim old regime. It would benefit them a lot. On the incentive part, the incentive can be given to the first homeowners as well as for the affordable housing, because once the incentive is given for affordable housing, it also benefits the allied industries like cement, you have finances and other sector. So that would be the welcome step.
Right, sir. But as you are saying, old tax regime and new tax regime, many people have this question in their mind about how to differentiate and how to, go with them. So could you please help our viewers in differentiating between both? Which one is more beneficial for whom?
New regime has been made beneficial over the old regime, but still there are few instances wherein old regime could be beneficial to new regime. If employee is staying in the rented accommodation and paying huge rent, at the same time also making interest payment on the loan for the self-occupied property which may not be there in the same location, and also has other benefit of ATC benefit, and then you have NPA benefit. So considering the deductions and other exemptions, it may be beneficial for those employees to be governed by the old regime instead of new regime.
Okay, so when should a person go for new regime? If you could just give us an idea.
So by default, the person should go to the new regime. But if I would say they have their total deduction and exemptions more than certain limit, like they are claiming HRA, they are claiming interest on housing loan, they are claiming ATC benefit, they are claiming NPS benefit of rupees 50,000, then they have also Mediclaim 80D. Then they can do the mathematical calculation to arrive at where the tax liability would be minimum, and therefore they can take the regime call accordingly.
Okay. Now, sir, if we talk about the Gen Z, the generation of today, we often do not know about how to save money. If you could help us, give some tips and tricks, to save money.
So when we talk about the taxpayer and Gen Z in particular, the investment pattern should be governed more by the risk and reward allocation than by the tax. That is the cardinal principle of investing. But if you ask me, if Gen Z wants to build the long-term investment portfolio and long-term investment corpus, then they should invest in couple of the instrument, the NPS for retirement benefit. They may be having their fund requirement 5 years down the line or 3 years down the line. Then they have a mutual fund. They can also invest in the ETF.
People also have this question if they should invest in SIP or mutual fund. If you could help us get some clarity on which one is better suited for which kind of individuals?
SIP is a mode of investment in mutual fund. It means systematic investment plan. You don't need to worry about the ups and downs of the market. You just you give the instruction to the mutual fund houses to deduct certain amount from your bank account and it gets invested. So for a discipline, I would suggest to go with SIP, and also it would be less risky in the choppy market.
If we discuss about budget, you've been in this field for over a decade and you've seen the government work. Every year the budget comes, people have expectations, and then the government gives the budget, the announcement. How would you see the report card of this government, the NDA government, in terms of budget? Do you think that they are, they love the middle class, or is it not like that? What do you think?
I think that is a quite diplomatic question, I must say. But given my experience, even if you would see for the last 5 years, the fiscal deficit has been brought down, from around 6% to 4%. And India has also become the 4th largest economies of the world. And there has been significant change in the tax regime last year. And government always aspire to do good for the taxpayers. Of course, most of the things have been done, but still there is a scope on the system part. The simplicity should be there, and also there should be predictability about the various tax claim made by the taxpayers. Like government has issued various notices, not notices, I would say the communication or letters to the taxpayers in the last week of December to nudge them to file their returns in case they have made incorrect claim. So instead of scaring the people, it would be better if they nudge on the compliance part well in advance. That would go a long way in building that trust, because trust should come first rather than the compliance.
Right, sir. Well, thank you so much, sir, for helping us, giving us clarity on what could happen and what all we can expect. Thank you, sir. And for viewers,
thank you.
if you like this conversation, then do comment and let us know. And for more such interviews, stay tuned with India TV.